Are you wondering which serum is actually best for hair growth? Are you wondering how frequent you should use your serums on your scalp? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. This is Dr. Dwella Moten Nelson, your healthy scalp specialist. So, what is the hype about serums? Everyone is using serums. It's in the news, it's on magazines. People are talking about it on social. I'm sure someone in your circle is using one or has used one in the past. So, let's talk about why serums are so important and why they have such a buzz. Well, one really interesting thing about serums is most serums have an oil base, an essential oil based. So if you look on the back of your serum or the bottle of your serum, you'll see a list of your ingredients. And in those ingredients, there'll be just a myriad of different types of things that can potentially be in different types of serums. But when you look at the back, you can get an idea about what's in that serum. And of course, I'm sure in that list of what's in that serum, you're going to find an oil or a couple of different types of oils, sometimes a lot of different essential oils as well. So let's start there. Most of the time, a serum is a very thick oil-based type of product that you can put onto your scalp, and it's supposed to help to invigorate your scalp and get your follicles energized and get the nutrients to the follicle to be able to grow your hair. Many people use the serums to be able to grow in bald spots or thinning or issues if they have bald edges or receding hairlines. Serums have been touted to be great for those types of hair issues. Now, I don't know in research is what we look at whether or not serums really work for bald spots or work for alopecia. Serums can be very effective for those if partnered with something else. So you also need to pair up with other things to help those more severe forms of bald spots or thinning. So let's just talk about serums and how you use them. You do not want to use a serum every single day. A serum is very thick and it's viscous. So when you put it on your scalp, it's just going to coat the scalp if you just leave it there and you don't do anything. I always recommend if you're going to use a serum, when you put it on your scalp, you want to massage it into your scalp so that you can thin it out, but also you can get the blood flow on the scalp to be increased and the circulation to be increased so that those great nutrients can get down into your scalp. So that's the first thing I'll say. When you put it on your scalp, you do not want to use it every day. Remember how I'm always telling you to use a derma roller to grow your hair in if you have bald spots or your edges are thinning? This is our derma roller from Dr. Topic Oils. Click the link below and get it today. Start growing your hair back today. I would say if you have very dry, flaky scalp, you want to make sure that you see a dermatologist or a trichologist or a scalp specialist to make sure your scalp is as healthy as possible before you put anything on your scalp. So that would be step number 2, I think. Number 1, we just talked about what serums were, what they're made of. And so you want to make sure your scalp is healthy. So if your scalp has flakes, if you have red spots, if you have inflammation, you never want to put anything, serum or anything onto your scalp if it's not as healthy as possible. So take a look at your scalp. Make sure that your scalp looks nice and healthy before you actually add anything to your scalp like a serum or anything like that. Or even before massaging your scalp. If it's already irritated, if you massage it, it's going to make it more irritated. So make sure that you're taking a look at your scalp often, once or twice a week, especially if you're touching your scalp and it feels tender to the touch, or you feel like there's like a little polyp or like a little pustule or like a little bump that's on the scalp. You want to part your hair, look at your scalp, look and see what it looks like. If it looks like, and I always say err on the side of caution, if it doesn't look normal, go and seek help. Go and see a dermatologist, a trichologist, a scalp specialist, talk to your primary care physician about it. Any of those people will be able to take a look at it and just to help you to get an idea about what's going on. So now back to the usage of serums. So I would recommend if you're going to use serums on your scalp, try not to use your serum more than 2 times a week. The reason being is that you already have sebum, which is a natural process for your scalp to create this kind of sticky substance that comes out of your own scalp. And so that sebum is already on your scalp. If you work out, if you just walk it around, it's now about to be summertime. So people are outside, you're sweating more, you're going to have sweat on your scalp, you're going to have dirt on your scalp, you're going to have bacteria on your scalp. All those things are normal. normal to have on your scalp. But what you don't want to do is to add a serum on top of all of that mixture of things that could possibly have a adverse reaction with something that you put on your scalp. So I always recommend, if you're going to use a serum, to put your serum on a clean scalp. I love when we can wash our hair, we can allow our hair to fully dry. Don't put your serum on a wet scalp. So when you come out of the shower and your hair is still damp and your scalp is still wet, when you put a serum on your scalp, it literally just makes like a little umbrella, if you will. It just locks all the moisture close to your scalp, and that can lead to inflammation. So I recommend, if you're going to use a serum, that you wash your hair, get your scalp nice and clean, allow your hair to dry, whether you blow dry it or whether you let it air dry. Allow your scalp to fully dry, and then apply your serum. And so the way that I would love to apply a serum is, many times your serum will come with a little dropper. So I would use that dropper, part your hair, and then put some of the drops onto your scalp in that part, and then take your hands and massage that serum into the scalp in that section. And you can work in sections. That's the best way to do it. Then part your hair again, put some serum onto that part of the scalp that's parted, and then massage that into the scalp. And you really don't need a lot of serum for your whole head, for all the hair on your scalp. I would say maybe 3 droppers full of the serum is plenty enough for your whole scalp, potentially 4. The amount of serum that you use does not depend on hair length. So don't get that confused and say, oh, well, I have a lot of hair and I need to use more serum. Everyone has, if you think about the surface area of your scalp, we all have the same kind of surface area on our scalp, unless you have a really significantly large head. And if you do, then you might need to use more serum. But in this case, most people have about the same surface area of the scalp. And that's just the scalp, not the hair, because you're applying the serum to the scalp. Okay, so when you put that serum on your scalp, you want to massage it. And so once you massage, maybe a minute or so is plenty of time. Massage it and leave it on the scalp. There are some serums that you can use and wash out. So if your hair is very oily and you have to wash it every single day for your hair to be nice and have body to it, you can use a serum as a overnight treatment. So you can put the serum on at night, you can put on like a plastic cap and sleep in it. Then the next morning you can wash it out. You still get the benefit. One great thing about essential oil based serums, like we have one with Dr. Topic Oils, it's called Nutritive Scalp Elixir. And the one thing I love about that is that in 20 minutes, the high quality essential oils that we have in that formula, it's already starting to affect your scalp. It's already getting into your follicles. It's already increasing your blood flow and circulation at the scalp in just 20 minutes. So if you're in a rush and you want to do a quick scalp treatment, you can use that. You leave it on for 20 or 30 minutes and wash it out. You still get great benefit. Not as much as you would if you leave it on overnight, but you still get great benefit from doing that. So we've answered the question, what is a serum? Why is it important? Why are people excited about it? How often should you use it? When should you not use it? And given some tips also on the best way that you use it, that we should massage, of course, after you've used it, the benefit of massaging it after you've put it onto the scalp. So we've kind of talked about all those things. So with that being said, we wanted to understand, do serums help to grow hair back? Oh, one last thing I'll mention. When you're looking at the ingredient list for your serum, one of the most important things to look for is rosemary essential oil. Rosemary essential oil. It has been touted in research to work almost as good as Rogaine. Now, the positive and negative there is, if you're using Rogaine is a chemical. And so Rogaine, if you use it for long term, it can definitely grow your hair in. But when you stop using Rogaine, more than likely you're going to lose hair. The positive thing about rosemary oil is once your follicles have been taught to grow hair again using rosemary oil, your hair will continue to stay in that growth cycle, in that anagen growth cycle. So, if I had a choice personally, I would definitely go the more natural route before trying something like Rogaine. So, of course, Nutritive Scalp Elixir, and there's no magical serum. So I know people say, oh, this serum worked with this one. If you think about how your body is, if you look at one person's body versus another person's body, one exercise might work beautifully for one person and one exercise may not work well for you. That's exactly how our body and our scalp and our skin, it's the same. So one thing might work for one person really well, but that thing may not work for you. The same with these serums. There's so many different serums on the market. The most important thing to look at is quality, making sure that they have quality essential oils. The second thing, make sure that your serum is in a glass bottle. Anytime you buy a serum in a plastic bottle, there are chemicals in that plastic that leach out into the serum or into the oil, and those chemicals now get placed onto your scalp. And what is your scalp near? Right at your brain, of course. And then also, if it's on your scalp, that blood flow is going to carry those chemicals through your entire body. So your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, everything is going to get a dose of whatever chemical that's residual that's left inside of that plastic bottle. So, if you're looking for a great serum, I would look for a quality serum with quality starting products like essential oils, that they're high purity essential oils. I would also look for your serum to be in a glass bottle. That's super important. So thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your time. This is Dr. Dwella Moten Nelson, your healthy scalp specialist.